Hi, my name is Joyce. I'm with the USI Technical Department. Today we're going to demonstrate the ARL 4000. One thing about the ARL 4000, it has a special plug. So you need a 20 amp electrical outlet. So we're going to plug this in. The ARL 4000 has a key lock with a key. The key is in the unlocked position right now, so that's going to make our rollers go. This is our forward switch. When the key is in the locked position, you could heat it, but you can't roll it. So you have a main power switch, you have speed control knob, and you have forward and reverse. If we take our tray off, which is our feed table, you have your upper heat shoe and you have your lower heat shoe. Behind your shoes, you have your rubber rollers. Now our ARL 4000 has a digital temperature control where you set the temperature based on the film that you're using. This little red light will come on telling us that our machine is heating to our set temperature. This ACT button, when you press it in, means actual temperature. It's flashing 140 because it hasn't even reached 140 yet. Just so that the temperature doesn't overshoot, this little red light might shut off 2 or 3 times before it even reaches your 250. This CF is for Celsius and Fahrenheit. We're going to shut the heat off right now so that we can thread it for you. Your machine is color coded, so you have a red friction stud up at the top and blue at the bottom. Your supply mandrel has a red label for the top and blue for the bottom. The laminating film that you get, I'm just going to show you with a short roll. One end has a red marker, the other end is blue. So you would line up your film red to red, just like our 40-inch film is. Your film always comes with a label, giving you a description and giving you temperature. You have your mill thickness, your width, your length, and your core size. Right now we have our machine with the film on it, but I wanted to show you when you put your film on the supply mandrel. In the center of the mandrel is a little gripper tooth, and it will be the same on the 40-inch. What you want to do is put your mandrel through the core. When it gets to the teeth, it should be hard for you to push it in. So you want to turn the mandrel in the opposite direction of the teeth. Now, just like on the 40-inch film on your supply mandrel, you're going to do red to red, and on the bottom you're going to do blue to blue. Now, with threading your machine, what I like to do is take the bottom roll of film, and you need to go around this bottom idler bar. So you get the film around it, and you pull the film towards you. So we're just going to let our bottom roll of film rest on the bottom roll. Now we want to take our top film and we go behind this silver bar. I notice sometimes people go in front of the silver bar. You need to go behind it. You're going to want to bring your film down over both heaters, and you want to bring your bottom film up over both heaters. Sometimes people only go so far down or so far up. So when you go to thread it with the threading board, you don't have enough film to bring it through. So we're going to take our threading board, move our tray for now. We don't need the heat on. We're going to put on the drive. The noise you're hearing are the fans blowing, because the ARL 4000 has cooling fans to run up to 5 mil film. What I like to do is watch the threading card exit my back rollers. Don't worry about this film wrinkling at this point, because it hasn't fully heated. Once the threading board exits, you stop. Now what I like to do is, because you have large heat shoes and you also have large rollers behind your heat shoes, what I do is I heat it for 20-25 minutes. I come over to the machine and I hit my forward switch and I let my rollers do a half a turn, and I give it another 20-25 minutes. Because if your rollers are cold on the back side, when you go to laminate something, it's going to come out clear and cloudy, clear and cloudy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it 20-25 minutes. I'm going to rotate my rollers, give it another 20-25 minutes. Then we're going to continue with our video on how to set your tension. Then we'll put our tray back on and we'll run something, and then we'll take the film off to show you how to unthread it. Okay, what I did was I heated it for 20-25 minutes. I came over to where my drive switch is and I hit forward, and I already did this where I let my 2 front rubber rollers turn a half a turn. I let about 1.5 inches of film come out, and you can see how it's nice and clear. So now what I want to do is come around to the front, and I could press in the ACT button and you'll see that your temperature is at your 250. Now what you can do, because you have speed control, is we're going to hit forward and we're going to look at our film going over our heaters. If the film is wrinkling, I'm going to apply a little bit of tension to the top roll to get the wrinkles out, and apply a little bit of tension to the bottom rolls. If the film looks fine, I'm going to leave my tension alone. So I'm going to hit forward. I'm going to let the film go over slowly. It's not wrinkling too bad, so I'm going to leave my tension alone. I'm going to shut off my drive switch. I'm going to come back around. I'm going to take my tray, which has a U shape to it, and if you notice by your shoe, your bottom heat shoe, there is 2 pins. I'm going to slide my tray into the pins and let it rest. You have a heat guard which goes on this next. This protects your hands from getting hot or going into the machine. You'll notice there's a little bend. It fits on the top pin and it just hangs down. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run a poster, and you will hear the temperature going off and on. It wants to maintain its temperature, so you will hear some clicking. What you want to do before you laminate something is, when your film is sitting in between your rubber rollers, it's creating a dwell mark. So you don't want to force the print in without hitting the forward switch, letting maybe 1 inch of film go so you don't get that dwell mark. We're going to feed our piece in. What I like to do is watch my piece come out the back with my film to make sure nothing's wrapping around my back rollers. This is just a short print. You can do whatever size print you want. The film does come with 50-foot rolls of OptiClear 1.3. It's more or less for you getting used to using the machine. I have this little cutter which I'm going to use to trim. You can use scissors, or you can use the cutoff blade in the back. If you do use the cutoff blade, what you might want to do is have a little extra film hanging so nothing gets hung up on the blade to get wrapped around your rollers. What I'm going to do now is to show you how to unthread the machine. So typically you would shut off the heat and probably let it cool, but we can do this with a little bit of heat so we can show you how to unthread it. So you take your tray off, take your heat guard off, and what you would do is you would cut your film at the bottom, and you would cut your top film at the top. This is to unthread it. And I know the machine is hot right now, so we're just going to be careful. What I like to do is, instead of going this way to get the film out, that's what your reverse is for. Because if you notice, when I cut my film, I have adhesive here exposed. I don't want to go forward if the machine is hot and get adhesive on the rollers. So I just back everything out. This keeps your rollers clean and your heat shoes clean. And that's it. Then you would take your film off, let it cool, put your new rolls on, and start over again with threading it, heating it, adjusting the tension, and that's it.